All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Life Uncommon. My name is Andrea.
And I'm Alida, and we are excited to get started today. Glad to have you with us. We're excited about who's going to join us, actually.
Yes, yeah. So we're going to just hang around for a little bit and kind of, see who's available, and remember that you guys can also come and check our page and to catch up on all the stuff that you missed. So that's the beauty of it too, that you can come and watch the repeats. As we said last week, that we are trying something new this year, and we're going to be doing some live shows. We're going to do some pre-recordings. Yeah, so we're going to be mixing and matching. And
yes. Yeah, so I'm excited about this year. There's going to be I think a lot of exciting things happening, not just us coming on and sharing with you, but you being able to join us. We mentioned last week that we've got an adventure that we want to go on. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to say hey to my cousin in Los Angeles. Cecily, she's on and watching. So thank you for watching.
Oh, and Let's Gallardo.
Yes.
Hey there.
Yeah. So we have some exciting things coming up, and we are moving, I would say, full steam ahead.
Yes.
There was a word that you had shared. Well, we have a private little group for the ladies that went on the retreat, just as an encouragement and to keep each other accountable, I would say. But you had shared something in that said, oh man, I
have to pull it up.
Pull it up. But
yeah,
basically what you were saying was
that one.
Yeah. So you read it because
okay. Yeah. What I felt like God was saying to me the other day is stop trying to have all the answers before launching out in faith. Mm-hmm. All I need from you, this is God talking, all I need from you is all you've got. Give me your all today. Yeah. So he just wants us to be willing and just to give ourselves to him, mm-hmm. and just go ahead and launch in faith without having every single answer and every single box ticked off before you go, but just to trust him, give it all to him, and let him take care of it. Yeah. And
so it was funny because I had actually copied that into my phone.
Okay.
Because I felt like that was a word for us.
Yeah.
And so I was going to send it to you, and then I saw you posted it. I was like, okay.
So, well, we must have been reading the same devotional.
Yes. Yes. But that, to me, that was very powerful because it reminded me of, this is how we're supposed to live. I feel like I think a lot of times the Lord speaks to us and we kind of, not yet, you wait and wait kind of to for everything to line up perfectly, for you to have all the answers, to see all the steps. And that is not how God does it.
No.
So we do have
very rarely, I think, does it all match up.
Yeah.
But his plans are always better.
Yes.
His way is always the best way to do it.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing, ladies, and we do hope that we will have your support, continued support, because a lot of you have always been here for us, supporting us. So continue to support us, continue to share, with people about what we're doing, because we want to, be obedient, and we want to be an encouragement to all of you ladies. So today, we're going to be jumping in and talking about something we hinted at last week, which is talking about our word for the year or phrase for the year.
Yeah. Depending on who you are, it's either a word or a phrase.
Yeah. So, hi, Miss Bilal. Miss Bilal says that she's watching.
Oh,
thank you
great.
for watching.
Thank you.
And Alida had already said hey to you. All right. So, one word, Alida.
One word.
I think every year we've kind of touched on it a little bit, but I felt that it is something good to revisit every year.
Definitely, because I know it's something that's helped me for many years. Mm-hmm. So I always think it's good for us to put out there the things that are helpful to us, because it may be helpful to somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So one word. What is it? Did the slide go up? Is it showing?
Let me see if I know how to do that.
Getting used to the new technology here.
Yeah. And I'm the one that I'm used to just Alida do everything and I sit back and watch, you know. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
There we go.
I don't know. Okay, I said show. Okay.
There it is.
What is it?
What is it? Okay. Well, you know, instead of making a resolution for the year, because a lot of people like to make resolutions, I'm not one to do that because I feel like I'm always, I used to break them before I could even really get started with them, you know? Yeah. And so instead of making a resolution, it's a word that can guide your thoughts and your goals and your actions throughout the whole year. It's a word that you can focus on or use to meditate or, you know, use to reflect on your daily life. It's just a word that guides you throughout the year. Or for me anyway, that's what it does. Yeah. It guides every goal that I have.
All right. Well, there you have what the single word is. Now, I wanted us to go on Instagram for those people watching, and I forgot. So bear with me. Alida to talk, and I'm not distracted. I'm just trying to get our P's and Q's. We don't have anybody in the background helping us get stuff together. Yeah. So I'm going to try to work on that. Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany, say hi, ladies. So I'm not sure how to show that part, but let's see if I can do that. Okay, maybe not.
We'll see if it works. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so really that's all it is. And I know there's a lot of people that use just a one word. There's several different communities. I've seen like hashtags for hashtag one word or hashtag one little word, hashtag one word 365. I mean, there's so many different things out there. So if you want to do more research, there are other websites and things that you can go to. Yeah. We just wanted to talk about what it's meant for us and what we do and how we choose our one word for the year and kind of how it guides us, you know, along the way. Yeah. That was our intent for today.
Yeah. And we would love to hear from you ladies too. If you have a one word or there's something that you do on a yearly basis, do you do a vision board? Do you do a one word? Do you do resolutions? Yeah. We would love to hear from you all. What you think and what you do. And hi, Yols from PG who's watching. So we're glad that you ladies are tuning in today. Okay.
Definitely.
So did we read this quote?
No.
Okay. I'm letting you read it.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure this thing out.
Okay. While you do that, I'll do this. So I mentioned the website onelittleword.com, and Allie, who has that blog, she said a single word can be a powerful thing. It can be the ripple in the pond that changes everything. And I really like that because I feel like that's true for me. That was why I picked out that quote, because it really resonated for me. That it's like, you know, it's the ripple in the pond. It changes everything. It changes my perspective. It changes what I focus on. You know, depending on what the word is for that year. Like I said, I've been doing this. I counted 8. I've been doing it for 8 years now, and each year it's a different word for me, and it provides a different focus. And I know my husband. I had one year where my word was hard. Yeah, that was about 4 years ago. And my husband was like, he was so glad when that year ended. He didn't want to have any more hard things to face. So, you know, some years the word provides challenges for me. Some years the word just helps mold and shape my life in a different way. Last year my word was connect, and that was a really, really good word. I liked that one.
Yeah. I think I remember some of these. I remember I haven't known you for 8 years.
Yeah.
But I remember some of these words. I don't remember hard, but I think I remember sacrifice.
Yes. Yeah. I think that was probably the year you and I started. It was either sacrifice or passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I did try to do the Instagram, but our connection is a bit weak, so I had to cut that off because I want to make sure that you ladies don't miss out Facebook. On anything.
Right.
Right. So, I don't know how long. I told Alida I was trying to think how long I started to do it. I know I got inspired by you, and you started to talk about, you know, your one word, and I got inspired to do that as well. And then I remember just wanting a word to guide me throughout the year. And last year I remember having 2 words.
Only last year?
Yeah, I can't remember anything past last year.
No, I mean only last year you had 2 words. This year, I guess.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I always get more than 1 word.
So why just 1 word? Why just 1 word or a phrase?
For me or for in general?
In general, or for you, however you want to answer that question.
Yeah. Why 1 word? I think because as we've talked about, is to give you like a focal point, something to focus on, and to give clear direction for the year.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, a lot of things come at you throughout the year. Yeah. And if you don't have something as a guide or a way for you to be able to keep you, something to keep you grounded, I would say, you kind of get just bounced all over the place throughout the year. So that's why I think a word or a phrase is a good idea to have. Or for some people, it might even be a verse. I know for someone that went on our retreat, her word came directly from a verse, to fear not. So it could also be a verse that you keep in front of you throughout the year as well. So.
Yeah, I haven't always done that. I think this is the first year I actually have a Bible verse that's guiding me, that I got my word from. But I like like you mentioned, the person who came on a retreat. I like that she got her word from a verse. Yeah. And so it's really, I mean, also based on your personality and just how you do things. But we do encourage you all. And then when you get that word, you put it in front of you, put it on your phone, write it on sticky notes if you have to, put it on a vision board, put it in your journal, keep it in front of you. On your bathroom mirror. So just have it there at all times. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So how do you choose your word? How do you?
I put lot in a hat, then I pull out one. No, actually not. Because I wouldn't even know what to put on the thing. Yeah. So, I like that one, Kimberly. Kimberly says, my word is aligned, that my daily life will align with God's word.
Oh, I love that. Hi, Kim. I'm glad you're watching. Kim's well, I won't say old friend. Kim's someone I've known for a very long time.
She's like, fine wine,
She's younger than me, though. She might be about your age. Yeah.
All right. Well, we know Kim, but does she know Creole?
No, she's in the States. I think she's in Oklahoma right now. But so thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And I love that word, align. That's a good one. I wonder if God's ever going to give me that one.
This is a good word, but this is also a challenging word for Kim. And those are the words that sometimes I want to run away from but it is such a good place to be, because that is what God requires of us for our life to come into alignment. And usually, ladies, I know I'm going off topic, but usually when our life is not in alignment, that's when things start to go wrong.
You're exactly right.
That's chaos.
You are exactly right.
But when we come into alignment, that's when there's peace and things flow, I think, smoother.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you.
So how do I get my word?
That was the question.
I get my word really from just I would ask God, you know, what my word is, and I would start thinking and listening, and that is also something that I've been trying to do this year, is to listen more.
Yeah.
Because I find it so easy that because I talk a lot and talk all the time, I talk a lot to God, but I don't listen enough.
Ooh.
And so I decided this year I have to listen, and I've been asking God to help me to learn to listen. And so it was in a time of listening. I was praying and not necessarily asking for a word at that time, but I was just praying. And then during my regular quiet times, I was reading a verse, and I call my verses jumping verses.
Yeah.
The ones that, you know, jump off the page at you and it grabs you and you can't let it go. And that's how I got my word. Every time I've gotten a word, it always comes through me reading the Bible, and a verse or a word out of that verse will jump at me. And then I would go and, you know, I would write it down and start to do my research on it. And then I would wait to see if it would get confirmed. And what I mean by confirm, ladies, is if somebody else will say that same word to me, or everywhere I look, I will see that word. You know, everything I read, that word will pop up. Or everything I watch, that word will be in. And that was what happened. And even now, I see the word being confirmed over and over. People talk about it all the time.
Yeah. And that's what happened to me, because I had usually my words come at the end of the year. You know, so like my word for 2018 came towards the end of 2017, and actually like November, I think it came early this year, and I wasn't real sure about it. But I had two different people that didn't know that was a word that was on my heart. Both confirmed it. I mean, you had said something to me, and Mervyn Budrum, my ministry partner and producer, he had said something to me, and it's like, oh my goodness. Okay, God, I hear you. Yeah. So that, and I think I follow pretty much the same steps. You know, I pray, I ask God to show me what it is He wants me to focus on for the next year. And like you said, I read my Bible or different things and see what word is jumping out, or just what word I hear God saying. Yeah. Well, and then too, like after I get a word or several words start coming to me, I usually try to look up what they mean, and if they came from the Bible, then I want to look it up, like in either Hebrew or Greek, depending on whether it's in the Old Testament or the New Testament. And I really like, you had shown me some things you were doing from Bible Hub. Because I've used Bible Hub or Study Light. I've used different things, but I like the lexicon that you had shown me in Bible Hub. And so I go there now and I look up the meanings of different words. So that's another tool you can use. Bible Hub is actually an app that you can get and put it on your phone, or it's a website you can go to and look things up, so that you can choose a word or a phrase that speaks to you on a different level. Because I have my word in English, but I really like what that same word means in Hebrew. You know, we haven't said what our words are, have we?
No,
we just
not
keep
yet.
talking around it, but we haven't said what they are. That's okay.
Well, go ahead, continue with what it says it means in Hebrew. Do you want to share it now, or are you going to wait?
Oh, I can wait.
Yeah.
But don't try to force it. You know, I don't think that's something you need to force, but also don't try to run from it. You know, so like, oh, someone has a word.
Miss Delisle. My word is I'm blessed. God has done so much for me, and I am so thankful. So her word is that I'm blessed.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good one.
So you can live this year, this entire year, feeling blessed and being blessed, because you already know that you've been blessed by Him, and you can walk in that through the entire year. I love that.
The beauty with the Bible is that the English word, just is like hint to, it doesn't fully capture the words all the time. And so you use that English word and you go and dig into it and to see all the other stuff that it means. Even this morning, I was reading, in my quiet time, I was reading this verse where God says that those whom I love, I rebuke and discipline.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you know, you don't really like those words. When you hear those are like, yeah, you know. But when I researched what the word discipline meant, it meant instructions for training up a child, so that they could recognize their full potential. And I was like, now that makes sense.
That makes sense.
You know, that makes sense. You know, so when God disciplines us, it's not because He's mad at us. It says it's because He loves us and He knows the potential that we have.
Exactly.
And so He will not let us stay where we are.
Exactly.
You know? So it's very important, and it's very easy with technology. If you are watching us right now, then you have the resources at your fingertips.
Yes.
To get to find out. So if you have a word, you go and you Google it, find out what the root word is, where it comes from, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love what you said. If you're watching us right now, you have the technology, you have the ability to use all these study tools that are at your fingertips, you know. That's amazing.
All right. So when you get the word, and some of you may, like, if most of you already said what your word is, some of you are still maybe pondering, thinking, but when you do get the word, don't try to force it. Well, just because Andrea and Alida said, you know, don't force it, and don't try to run from it either. Because most of the time you will get you already have a word or a phrase or a verse or a quote or something already. So don't run from it.
You know what it is. You just may not want to face it.
Yeah. So, because it could be a word that God will use to teach you or to reveal to you, you know, things about yourself or where He wants you to go. So, it's definitely it's not going to be something easy either, because it will be something that will keep you focused. Like even if you look at Miss Belisle's one that says that she's blessed, you know, and she says that she's thankful. So that is a challenge for her, even in the hard days, to remember that, you know, and choose to be thankful. So those are, no
matter what.
Exactly. I remember what my word last year. One of them was love, and I was, and so when you meet those people that is a bit hard to show love to, it was a challenge to me to go back to that word that was given to me, to show grace and to show love. So
that's a good one. Yeah. And, you know, I think it's always important I think we touched on it earlier, to ask God for confirmation that, is this the word that you want for me to learn from, to be guided by? Is this the word that you have for me? Checking in with God is always a good thing, and just making sure that you're on the right track. You know, I love it when I get those confirmations from Him, knowing that, that He's the one that's guiding it, and it's not just me. You know, it's not just my particular thoughts and the way I'm headed. I like it when God keeps me on track.
That's right. And who better to keep you on track? Like David said, it's better to fall into the hands of the living God, right? Than anybody else. So better Him. All right. So where are we? Where do we go now?
We were here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see, I need Alida to keep me on track, because I got too many things going on in my head sometimes. All right. So and we would encourage you to, if you did a vision board with us last year, to revisit that vision board and to, you know, put your word for this year in there. And if there's some things that you're still holding on to and believing God for from last year, you don't have to take those off, just add to it.
That's a good idea. I need to do that with my vision board.
I
need to update it.
I don't set up, so I need to do that too. So but it is the one word has been something that I feel is catching on a lot now, and people use it for different things. But I would encourage people to not just let it become a fad or a trend, or oh, just let me do it because everybody else is doing it. But if you get a word, use it, apply it, let it make you become a better person by applying that word to your life. And so for, like, you know, someone who may have that fear not, you know, what a good reminder that whenever, as you go through this year, to hold on to that and to know that God says, I am with you. You don't need to fear. And for all of us, that's a good word. So.
And like with that word align, I mean, you can constantly check in. Am I aligned with God's word? Am I aligned with the plan he has for my life? Am I aligned with his purposes? You know, those are checks that you can give to yourself all along the way. And I think that's important. I know last year my word was connect. And I had to, there were times I had to force myself to connect because I'm an introvert by nature. I know that I'm a performer and I'm out there in public, but my nature is more introverted. You know, I'm not the kind of person that just walks up to people and says, "Hi, I'm Alida." You know, that's not my personality. And I actually had to make myself do that. We went down to Punta Gorda. Did an outreach down there, and I walked up to the pastor and introduced myself to him. And that ended up being the absolute best thing I could have possibly done, because I connected with him on Facebook. And when the rain happened the night after the concert, and there was a huge flood down in Punta Gorda, and I was able to get in contact with him, and he was the one that was able to let us know when it was clear, and he was praying for us all the way home and everything. And so I was so grateful, you know, that I stepped out of my comfort zone and made a connection that I wouldn't normally make. So your word can really guide you every step of the way throughout your year.
And I am not one of those people that will step out either and say hi to people. That's way out of my comfort zone.
Isn't that funny? That
I much rather this than
I get
face to face with people. Or going up and introducing myself. That's a little bit scary.
Well, even this is out of my comfort zone.
Oh, please, you should be used to it by now.
I'm getting used to it. You have gotten me used to so many different things, and I actually say to people that I don't know where my comfort zone is anymore.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
and I'm grateful for friends that do that for me. Oh, here's another word. You want to read that one?
The lady made the right whole thing up and be like, hey. My word, she says her word is faith. For me, it's stepping into every tomorrow, not knowing what God has planned for me, but trusting that he will guide me in the right direction and in making wise choices. Also, it reminds me that I cannot do anything on my own, but that all things are possible through Jesus Christ. It makes me depend on him on a daily basis.
Amen. Amen. I love that. I love that. That's a great word. Faith. And what she said, oh my goodness. That's stepping into every tomorrow, not knowing what God has planned for me. And doing it in faith. No matter what. You know.
And faith, I really like that. I think faith is a word that sometimes we take too lightly. Have faith. But really, when you start applying that, it changes so many things. And the good thing about faith is that Jesus said we only needed a little bit, you know, and then he'll take care of the rest. And I also agree. I really like how she says stepping into every tomorrow, you know, but not knowing what God has planned, but trusting that he will guide her in the right direction. And that is also aligning yourself with God.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Alida, what is your word? We've been asking people
I know
what their words
word
are. And what's your word?
My word for this year is courage. And like I said, I'm not one of those people that likes to step out and always try new things or do new things. And so my word is courage, but I looked it up. I looked up several different Bible verses is what I did. And so the word that I kept finding was in Hebrew. So it came from the Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually in Hebrew, the word for courage is hazak, and it means be strong. So like when he's talking to Joshua and he says, be strong and courageous, he's saying, be strong and be strengthened. You know, he's repeating that over and over again. And the verse that I've been using this year is, where is it? I think it's Zechariah 10:4. And it's the very end part. No, Ezra. Ezra 10:4. And he says to get up, be strong, and take action. And so that's been what's been guiding me. You know, when I don't want to move on something, I have to remember in Ezra 10:4, the people were telling Ezra, you need to get up, be strong, and take action. And I have to tell myself that, you know, almost on a daily basis. But when I got that word, courage, I thought, no, that can't be it. There were a couple other words that I thought I would like better. But like I said, I had people confirming that courage was the word I needed to use. So
okay,
that's mine.
Well, I'm not prepared to share mine yet. But I am. I'm trying to find my verse because I don't have my book. I forgot to bring my book here.
Oh, I thought it's not there on the table. No.
Maybe it is. I don't know if it's in there.
Is it in this one?
Maybe. Let me see.
Want me to reach for it?
I'm gonna reach for it.
Okay. We're live, so this is what happens.
Okay, I'm back, everybody. Okay, let me see if it's in this one. Because remember that we started doing a wire binder. We hinted at it a little bit, so I've been like moving stuff over.
Yeah.
So
I'm really enjoying that. We'll have to talk more about that sometime.
We had asked you guys about the war binder, but nobody answered us from the last time. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, it might not be in here, but I know what my word is.
Yeah,
I just was trying to find the exact verse.
Okay.
Yeah. And my cousin says that she likes your
thank you.
Courage. I like that. Okay, so my word is move forward. That's my word. And I remember reading this this verse in the Bible where
rewind.
Yeah, I remember reading this verse in the Bible where it talked about the Israelites had just come out of Egypt. And they're they're camped now, and they lifted up their heads, and they saw the Egyptian army coming, and they freaked out. And God spoke to Moses in that moment. Now Moses there's not a recording or a verse that said what Moses said to God.
Okay.
It just said that the people cried out to the Lord, and then after that, there is this verse where the Lord said to Moses, why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to move forward. And I have read that many times. For those of you who have bought my devotional, and read it, you will see I even did a devotional on that same passage almost about, you know, I don't remember the title of that one either. But yeah, I spoke about that and how I think it was ready for a battle. Yes, ready for a battle, and how we kind of march out and all confident, and then the enemy comes, and then we start to get all scared. But for some reason, the words "move forward" didn't stand out to me at that time. Yeah. Until when I got that word, and I was like, "Whoa, interesting."
That was when it jumped.
It jumped
off the page
and grabbed me. I was like, "Okay." And I wrote it down, and I couldn't get away from it. I even started to tell my husband about it. And I looked up what it means, the Hebrew word, and it means to pull up, to set out your tent peg, pull up, as in pulling up your tent pegs. and setting out, like going on a journey. That is what it means when it says to move forward. And I thought, what a powerful word that was. And to me, I felt like we had already pulled up some tent pegs because we had pulled up from the weekly live in studio shows, you know, and setting out on this journey, and we kind of not know where we're going yet, but we're being obedient. And so I felt like that word was it was also when I got the word, it was a confirmation as well for me that we were heading out in the right direction. We were doing what God said. So that is my word for this year, guys, to move forward. And it requires action. Courage requires action as well. Does. And so I like that we both have action words.
Yeah, me too. Because we haven't always both had action words. But yeah, I think this is a good year for both of us. And I love how God put the words in sync with one another, you know, because there are so many times when I think, okay, be strong, move forward, you know. Yeah. And
so for those, and for some of you that are watching or will be watching later on, these words are also speaking to you because maybe there's something that you have been putting off for a long time that you know the Lord is calling you to do, but you need some courage. You need to be able to move forward with that thing. So I would encourage you guys to start moving forward. At the very beginning, we had shared a word from Alida that she had gotten that I think is such a timely word as well for all of us who have heard from the Lord and we're kind of afraid to move forward. Stop trying to have all the answers before launching out in faith. All I need from you is all you've got. Give me your all today. That was what Alida was sharing with us. And I think that is such a powerful word for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know I'm still having to walk that out, you know, to just do it, to just give him my all and go. Yeah. So was there something else you wanted to share? We're at 37 minutes.
All right. Yeah. The hell?
Usually we're used to having a producer tell us how much time we have. So I just have to keep track of these things ourselves. Yes. So, you know, there's a little learning curve here. Yeah.
So, and I think I feel like this year is a year, and this could be a whole other topic, but I just feel that we need to touch on it a little bit, Alida. So bear with me.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to share too about some verses that you and I had talked about that I felt that the Lord was showing to me this week and the past weeks. And one of those is it's a bunch of verses actually, and all of them are saying pretty much the same thing about seizing the lion and the bear.
Yes.
You know, and moving forward, like the story with David and Goliath. How many times have we heard that story, read that story, told that story, and have we sat down and really looked at the part where David was telling Saul, look here, when the lion come after my sheep, I go after the lion.
Yeah.
I grab him by hair and I strike it down and I kill it. And the same way I kill it, the rest I kill Goliath. That's my translation.
I love it.
And so that is the same thing I feel like. And so I read that and I was like, that jumped out to me. And then we've been talking about Benaiah.
Yes, I was just thinking about Benaiah.
He's such a bad dude.
Yeah.
Ladies, if you have not read about Benaiah, now is the time to go and read about this guy. I mean, the Bible, he has the Young calls it a little blurb about him in the Bible, just a couple of verses where
he's one of the mighty men.
Yeah, one of David's mighty men. And he it says that he went down into a pit on a snowy day with a lion and killed
he chased the lion into the pit on a snowy day.
Yes, and he killed it. And then he talked.
But what doesn't make any sense to me is if the lion is running the other way, why are you going after it?
Left the lion
alone.
So I've been thinking about that for a long time. What does that mean? What, you crazy, Benaiah crazy. But and then you pointed out that he not only did that, but he took away a enemy's spear and killed the man with the one spear. Like, seriously, Benaiah is a bad dude. And then you think about who was it that I was telling you about with Joshua, when Joshua was fighting, and then he commanded the sun to stand still. And all these verses I've been reading and thinking about, and to me what I've been getting is that this is your year to seize those moments, to seize those things that are scary, things that you normally wouldn't do. Go after them, pursue them, chase them down. Some of them will be opportunities for you that you would never imagine that you could do. And some of them are some stuff that you need to get rid of, to eliminate out of your life that looks pretty scary. But anyway you take it, this is a year of action. This is a year for us to have courage and to move forward.
And I was thinking, when you were talking about how Benaiah grabbed the spear, and killed the man with it, I was thinking about how that's like an aspect of spiritual warfare. Yeah. We have to take that spear, we have to take whatever that is that's being thrown at us and turn it right back around and kill whatever that is that's bothering us. And I was thinking of 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4, we use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and destroy false arguments. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. We need to take a hold of those things and knock them down, destroy them. It says the word destroy 2 times. It says capture. Those are all action words.
And fight our word. No, I like them kind of word. Okay, no. Right. Me like fight.
Yeah. Well, so just like Benaiah chased that lion, he didn't let him go because maybe he knew the lion was going to come back. So he chased it down and got rid of it once and for all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? That must have been a bad lion. And people, all of you pet lovers, try not catch no heart attack here. That is a story we tell. The lion dead long time. So I'm not gonna call Peter Pawe.
Oh goodness!
Yeah,
no, that was a great word. I'm glad you shared that. Yeah, it is time to take action. It is time to go for it and seize those moments, like Andrea said.
Yep. And for those of you who are parents or your guardians, and you see all the stuff that's coming against your family, you don't mess around. You let the devil know if he rears up his ugly head that you will chop it off. Yes. It's time for us to stop running from hard things or cowering in a corner. Yes. And, oh, Jesus, please help me. And that was what came to me with David, because when the lion and the bear came after the sheep, David could have done that. That's true. He could have just let the thing go with his sheep, or he could have said, oh, Jesus, please, oh, God, please save me, or save the sheep. But he knew who his God was. Yes. And so that gave him the courage to pursue and to rescue that sheep. And if we know who our God is, like Joshua, like David, like Benaiah, if we know who our God is, it will stir up courage in our hearts for us to grab, to pursue, to lay hold of those things that we need to get done this year. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in with us this year and what we're sharing today is really resonating with you, is really touching your heart, leave us a comment or send us a message. Maybe we could do our own hashtag, Alida. We could do
that's a good idea.
Like something with one word, Belize, or one word something.
I like that, one word Belize.
Yeah, let's do a one word Belize hashtag.
Hashtag one word Belize.
Yes, share with us what your word is for this year. Yeah. And let us continue to keep each other accountable. Let us continue pursuing the things that we are supposed to. We only have this year, this life, one life.
Right.
This year, we'll never get another year. Right. We'll never get another 2018.
Yeah.
So what better time than to start now?
Yeah. And I'm grateful for each of you that have shared your words. And if you haven't gotten a word yet, pray about it. We gave some tips earlier on. If you're just joining us, or if you're watching this after we've already posted it and didn't get a chance to post your word already, pray about it. Yeah. See what it is that what word God has given to you. You don't have to take the words that Andrea and I have shared, or that other people have shared already. You don't have to take one of their words unless it really resonates with you. Make sure the word fits you, fits what God is saying to you, okay? Because I know he has something incredible in store for each one of you that's watching or listening to this. Yeah.
And Patty George, thanks for sharing, ladies. Just snuck in an awesome devotion time.
Oh, great. Thanks for Patty. Yeah. So
that's it.
Anything else?
That's it. We're out of time.
Yeah.
I really wanted us to touch on our war binder. So maybe we can do that another time.
Yeah, because that'll take a whole.
That will take a long time. A longer time.
A longer time. Yeah, than just a few minutes.
And so if you want to know what our war binder is and you don't want to wait until the next time, comment below. Let us know, and we'll let you know what it is. And we might even share some sneak peeks.
Yeah. And we may, I just had an idea. We may give somebody an opportunity to win one.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes. So how can we let them get a chance to win one?
You know what? Let's think about that and come back on with those. Yeah.
Yeah, she just, she have to think this through true.
Well, because I want it to be fair, so that everybody has a chance. So we need to do something with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Left that to Alida. All right. Okay. This is Alida homework. So, and I know it will be.
And I'm a good student, so I'll get the homework done.
Check that 100 plus the bonus.
Okay. Well, we're so grateful that you all joined us, and please continue to share the video. Thank you for the comments. We appreciate everybody that's engaged with us. This is really good to know that you guys are active and participating in this with us, because we don't just want to throw information at you. We want this to be a discussion and have you guys join in with us.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So we gone. And you have to translate for your friend.
Bye, everybody. We're out.
Bye.